Pisces, this is your mid-September tarot reading, or whenever you find it, remember time and energy is fluid, not linear. So do check the playlist for your sun, moon, rising, north node, south node, and see what additional messages are there for you. All right. You're getting a bunch of oracle cards here to start, and then we'll get right into this. I've pre-shuffled these. Save a little bit of time here. And these are all these cards are listed in the playlist description. It should be. I need to check that because I'm pretty sure it is. But, okay. Alrighty, let's get right into this, Pisces. Okay, Moonology is up first. Pisces, mid-September. And away we go. You have bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay, this, you saw it. It just popped out for you. You have man holding a heart, 45. Doesn't it kind of look a little bit like Shia LaBeouf? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. This could have something to do with a significant other. Bring love into the situation. We'll see what the rest. I don't want to speak too fast yet. I want to see what the tarot has in addition to this. We have soul merger, ebb and flow with a 3-3. Cycles is what I'm getting. Going with the flow. It, you know, for some of you, this could be a really intense soulmate connection. All right, let's see what we have. So we're going to do recent past, current energy, and future. Recent past gives us a little bit of perspective, so let's see. 6 of Swords. 9 of Swords. And the Ace of Wands. You know, and it just right off that first flop there, bringing love into the situation, we have Swords, and we have something new here at the end. Yeah. We have the mind here. So let's see what else is going on. What is crossing this energy here? Oops. So we have Page of Swords, Ace of Swords, wow, and the 7 of Cups. Okay, okay. Now this is recent past. The first thing that came across my mind was you told someone you were leaving. That's because we have messages here, and we have moving away from something, moving to calmer waters. Now, this might not have anything to do with this right here, okay? This is recent past. You left something behind. That's for certain here, because we have the 6 of Swords. And with the 6 of Swords, you detached from that emotionally, which is what allowed you to free yourself from the situation. That's what I'm feeling here. You communicated, I want to say it was very minimal, if anything. You know, you may not have said anything. Sometimes the Page of Swords can represent just a watching energy. You know, someone could have been watching you leave, and maybe they weren't saying anything. It's weird because usually with swords you get communication, but for some reason I'm getting there was, maybe that's why something ended, because there was so little communication. Something like that. But we see you moving on, moving to calmer waters. The direct interpretation of that, but just moving on and really just letting, you know, the past be. What a combo. All right, so we have the 9 of Swords, not my favorite card, never-ending nightmare kind of thing. But you've got the Page of Swords here. You freed yourself. We see that the Page of Swords is holding the Ace of Swords right here. And what do we get when we combine these things? We get the Ten of Swords. We get an end of suffering. Whatever you were suffering, you ended it with your truth, with your ability to see things as they are. If this was a situation that may not have been able to improve, you know, sometimes it's best. This feels like one of those things where it's best to just walk away, to cut your losses. I'm seeing cutting here, energetic cutting, and that's the kind of thing that I'm seeing here. And emotional detachment in order to cut things off. That's what I'm getting here. So this is actually really good. This is freeing yourself from something that was really, truly not good and healthy for you. Okay. Now, this, I'm going to say this. This feels like, I mean, obviously it's an internal issue, but whether or not this was directly dealing with a person now or something you were having to end in your own mind, like well after the fact. I hope that makes sense. So this nightmare could have been something that you were trying to heal, some type of trauma from a long time ago, or some of you may not, it might be more recent. But whatever the case, talk about stepping up, you know. And I think this shows, and we have this Ace of Swords is victory, right? It's clarity, it's truth, it's justice, it's all those things, right? That I feel like you're giving to yourself. And in order to do that, in order to free yourself of a situation like this, it's not just about the knowledge. It's about loving yourself. And we have that bring love into the situation. I think you brought love to yourself. And that, when you value yourself, that's when you're like, oh, well, this is not good for me. It's one of those kind of moments where you realize you're worth more and you shouldn't ever have to suffer. That's what I'm getting there. When you freed yourself of this, everything just kind of opened up for you. Opportunities galore, because we have the aces are opportunities. This is something that would allow you to follow your passions. This is inspiration in spirit here. We have spirit wand energy, fiery energy. And look at all these options. Tons of options. It's like everything just opened up for you. Part of that ebb and flow of things. So very positive, this first part. It seems a little wild, but you freed yourself of something. Absolutely. Which takes a lot of courage, too. All right, let's look at your current energy. It does feel like there is a masculine energy around you that it cares very deeply for you. You know, this could be a family member. We have the Queen of Wands. Yeah. Taking charge, taking the lead. Very good. Okay, let's keep going. Ooh, Hangman. Okay. There you are, Pisces. Sometimes I forget which reading I'm in, and I have to like, oh, yes, that's you. That's you. That's you. Okay. Eight of Pentacles. Nice. Yeah, Virgo energy there. I really like the Eight of Pentacles because it's saying you have focus and determination, and that's good. Very, very good. All right, let's see what's crossing. This is your current energy. Nine of Swords again. What's coming back to haunt you here? Five of Wands. Okay. Seven of Pentacles on the 8. Oh, something. Man, it seems just as you've freed yourself. This Nine of Swords is different. Okay? But I feel confident you know how to deal with this energy now of the Nine of Swords. It's about seeing things differently. And so we have you in this really bold Queen of Wands energy, really moving towards your happiness, following the sun, just like a sunflower. If you've ever watched like a time lapse of a sunflower, you can see them follow the sun. It's so neat. Following your own clarity, following the truth, really. You have clarity here. I think you do. And so this Nine of Wands and this Nine of Swords, Five of Wands. Conflict, competition. This is a different situation, excuse me, than that Nine of Swords there. This is all about I feel like we need a Leo energy in here. We need some inner strength. This feels like negative interjects in the mind. I mean, it all kind of is. But this is about your value here and your potential. Don't compare yourself to the competition, is what I just heard. No. Everyone is different. Everyone's unique. You can't, I say you can't. You shouldn't compare yourself to others, because what you produce is unique because it's coming from you, and what they produce is unique, it's coming from them. You'll never be able to be exactly like someone else. Now, having said that, if there is someone around you that has a life or things or whatever that you would like to have, that you would like to achieve, you can follow in their footsteps, do the things that they do. You know, it's a energy of acting as if. And so what I would say for you, because I think that's what's got into your head here, is that sense of competition, or you know, some kind of a chaos in your mind. But I'm really seeing this competition, and your card is coming up here because it wants you to see things differently. This competition is not meant to hold you back, and it's definitely not meant to keep you up at night, unless it's more of a there can be a positive Nine of Swords. I know nobody really talks about it, but it's like when you want something really bad and it just plays on a loop in your mind. Now, this is where it can get a little tricky, because you can want something really, really badly, and it starts to create resistance. Even though you really want it badly, it's putting resistance out there in a way that you don't have it. You know what I'm saying? And we hear that all the time, excuse me, with the law of attraction, about act as if you already have it. And that, I feel like that's the key here with this, Pisces, is to learn from this competition to see it in a different way. That's why you're hanging up here upside down, because you want to see this differently, right? We're not reading in this reverse, but it's like, you know, look at things from a different perspective. And so what can you learn from this chaotic situation here? That's what I feel is really going to help you the most right now. And another thing is this analysis here. You have the 7 and 8 of Pentacles. You're obviously working on something, and you're being very diligent. You know, this is meticulous. It's a Virgo energy. This one is Taurus, but, you know, same applies. Very reliable, very persistent. But here we have, this is like you taking this, okay, I'm irritated, I'm agitated. Maybe things aren't going exactly the way you want to. We need to flow. We don't want resistance of any kind, right? So if there's someone or something here that you can learn from, extrapolate, take, and apply it to what you're doing now, you know, make adjustments. That's the message here. Make adjustments. Because, you know, you have that Queen of Wands energy, which is wonderful for this row, because she learns by doing. There's a time to sit and think and ponder, but then there's a time for action and do. And I feel like we learn best by doing. You know, we can see demonstrations all day long, but until you start really doing it yourself, that's when the hands-on is when you really learn. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So I do think you're getting past this in your head by doing this and keep working. There could be, for some of you, this Nine of Swords and Five of Wands, that is what this process is for you. It can be irritating and bothersome. You know, it's like having a problem, an issue, something to figure out is what I'm seeing here. But I do see that you're working towards a solution. So that's good. That's really, really good. All right. For some of you, that man holding a heart, he's looking at me again. It feels like a spirit guide energy for some of you. And they want you to know that, if you know, talk to them. Talk to your spirit guides. Ask for signs, symbols, confirmation that you're on the right path. 7 of Wands. I just heard that. Stand your ground, men. That was a Princess Bride when they're at the gate. That's what it was. Here, let me move the camera back just a little bit. All right, there we go. So you have the 7 of Wands. Yes. You're meeting these challenges head on. Whether you feel you're ready or not. Ready or not, here I come. I just heard that song, that Ready or Not. Yeah, All right, so here we go. Nothing else is popping, so that's fine. King of Pentacles, stability, okay, and 4 of Cups. There's that issue again of needing to find a different way to do things, trying something new, trying something different. And excuse me, I really feel like that is going to be the thing you need to do here. Maybe this could be talking about your heart's desire as well. Because where is your heart's desire here? We have the 9 of Wands on the 7 of Wands. All right, so we have Sagittarius here. And the 7 of Wands, that's Leo energy. So being brave. Be brave, BFG. I really need to watch that. But every time I watch that movie, it makes me hungry. So weird. Oh, the devil. Okay. All right. And the King of Cups. That's weird. I saw that devil card before I even started the reading. And in my mind, I was like, speak of the devil. And I'm like, why did that devil card show up in my mind? It's so weird. Okay. Now, it could just be a Capricorn. We'll see. Oh, okay. The 7 of Wands and the 9 of Wands. Talk about having some firm boundaries, if I've ever seen it. Wow. You shall not pass. I mean, no, no, no. You are not. Do not go past go. Do not collect $200. There is something that in your past, it has given you tremendous strength, which is great. You know, if there was ever a situation where you were a people pleaser, now you are not. When you have this energy, you're putting yourself first. You're saying, this is how I want to be treated, and that's it. You know, drawing a line in the sand, having very firm boundaries. Wow. I mean, what else can you say here? And this is also saying that you've learned a lot from your past battles, for sure. And there are some battles that just aren't worth doing. You know, I feel like you've walked away from something before, and by golly, you know, by golly, who talks like that? I don't know. You're like, no, you're not getting in. That is it. That is it. And so you could be pushing against any type of toxic energy coming your way, which I think is great. This, for some of you, this is an energetic field around you. And so I firmly believe that when you've really done the work on the inside and you've learned your lessons from the past, when and if those types of situations come up again, your energy is solid. It's not getting in. I mean, it can try, but it's just like a no, no, no. I'm good. Bye. You know, it just can't get in. If you think about it, if you were in this type of protective of self energy when you met someone toxic from the past, you would have had no interest in them whatsoever. You've already learned that lesson, you know, so they're not attractive to you anymore in that way. We attract people for various reasons, and I really firmly believe that if you don't learn a lesson, it's going to keep coming back, and it's always going to be there. It's just whether have you learned the lesson, and do you know how to say no when it comes back. This is knowing how to say no and being firm with it and not feeling bad about it. You're just like, no. We have two kings here. We have a King of Pentacles and we have a King of Cups, Scorpio energy. So the King of Pentacles is typically, there's no real bad cards in the tarot. There's some that aren't the best. You know, you do have the Nine of Swords twice here. We've got the Devil. We've got the Five of Wands. And so these are energies of people and situations you are dealing with. I don't feel like it's inherently you. We see what you are about with the other cards. Being strong, standing up for yourself, not taking anyone's nonsense. So I say this with caution here. Not everyone is as they appear. You know that. I think you know that. The King of Pentacles, in its virtuous nature, is someone who's very patient, reliable, honest, hard worker, good person, right? It's being crossed by the Devil, okay? Unfortunately, in this situation, due to those issues in your past, this does feel like a past. It could be a past person. It could be new. But you know how some people have similar energies? You know, it's like some people date different people, but it's the same type of horrible relationship over and over. You know what I'm saying? This feels like someone, the toxic side of Taurus, the shadow side. Okay. This would be someone jealous, possessive, greedy, rigid, controlling. Not the best energy. And I think you're blocking this at the door. Any type of energy that comes at you like that, you're just already double no. Stay away. Not going to happen, which I think is fantastic. I feel honestly, I feel bad having to say that about the King of Pentacles, but everything has a shadow side, right? And I feel like this person, you can't really tell it on the outside, but that's their motivation, to be on top, to be domineering. There is a kind person here, a caring person here with this King of Cups. The Four of Cups, I have to say it's not one of my favorite cards because this person is dissatisfied with the choices they've made in the past. That might be reflective of this person here, this toxic type person. This could just be in general type of person that you don't want anymore. And I feel like this is you here, Pisces. Not really being open to a new person. And it's because of your past choices is what I'm feeling here. This is future energy. You might already, honestly, this is future energy, but this is also energy that you're embodying now. You're just not willing to take a risk on it. Not now. But there is someone that's coming that is this man holding a heart. You may not be interested in him, I gotta say. But here's the deal when it comes to healing, especially from past things, if you had a toxic person. Yes, have firm boundaries. Yes, know your value. I think you know that. But if your heart turns to stone, they've won. The point is to learn those lessons, overcome those challenges, and yet still be open in your heart to receiving good if you want it. I mean, you don't have to, but it looks like there is a person coming in that feels genuine and has a very deep soul. You would know, because with this type of person, you'd probably feel nervousness, red flags, things like that. But when it's your true intuition, it's calm, it's peaceful, it's a sense of knowing, but there's no dread. Even if you knew something bad was about to happen, there wouldn't be any nervousness or any weirdness connected to it. That's the shadow. Your light is just always going to be matter of fact. That's how it is. So I don't feel like you're quite ready for this connection. I honestly don't know if they'll wait. I mean, they might, but I think they see you, and I think they're very caring. All right, let's look at our bonus cards here. Which one do we want to do first? Let's do this one. Insight. Okay, opens the third eye to strengthen intuition. Definitely trust your intuition at this time. And remember, your intuition is calm and a deep sense of knowing. It's not agitated ever. Ever. All right. Seahorse spirit. Watch and wait. Ebb and flow. Yeah, you can watch and wait how someone acts. You have poised. Okay, maybe feels like some anticipation there, waiting for something. We have tree, affairs with the family. Goldfish, increase in material wealth and spiritual growth. And archway, new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. I think it feels like you've really been through a lot here, Pisces. And it's weird because it's like you're focused on your pentacles in a way, but there's all this other stuff coming up for you that's really influencing and like really wanting your attention, Now, for some of you, this is not work related or competition related. This could be this past person's energy trying to disrupt you, especially if they think you might be moving on to someone new. But I think you were right to cut them out, and I would just continue to cut that person out. If that's you, because we don't want this kind of energy around at all. It's anybody that, it doesn't even have to be romantic. This is anybody that drains you, causes chaos, isn't kind to you. If you've got that kind of stuff on your mind with the Nine of Swords because of a person or a situation that was like this, it is no bueno. No. All right. I hope this reading helped you, Pisces. Let me know in the comments below. Please hit that like button, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.